Good morning, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at 1929 Southwest Broadleaf Drive here in Portland, located at the back of the house. And I describe everything as if you're standing in the street facing the front of the home. So the line exits up the rear of the home, but very close to the back right corner of the house. There behind me is all the decking and everything. Big 4-inch ABS cleanout. Can't miss the thing. We're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Waters are running. We are zeroed out and away we go here. Super clean line thus far. And it looks like a little bit of hot water is going to the pipe. That's what's steaming the line up right now. We'll get that cleared out, but when I can see how clean a line is through the steam, that's a very good sign. This is a home that looks like they have never put a single drop of bacon grease down the sink one time. And a little fun fact for you, you can see how steep this line is. We're going down the back hillside. The steeper a line is, the more prone to grease buildup it is. And that's the main culprit that gunks pipes up. And when you get a steep run like that, and no grease buildup, that's a good indicator these people have taken good care of this thing. And not put a bunch of gunk down it. All right, it appears we're hitting a... Yeah, that looks like the intersection there. All right. So I'm going to locate this. This looks like we're hitting the terminus at about 46 feet. And we swapped over to 6-inch concrete pipe there just a moment ago. All righty. Got the camera head located here, and I did put a marking down. You can see this appears to be where I can tell the main lateral connection. So the main reason I'm going to recommend you check and verify records for a city main back here is just the part of town we're in. In a lot of cases, in this part of town, it is extremely common to have main laterals in your backyard. Huge percentages of homes do on these hillsides. But you will, in some cases, get scenarios where the line is partied up with another home, and it can be kind of difficult to tell the difference between the two. From the looks of it, that would appear to be a main. Where I'm hitting a connection here is almost directly in line with the clean out. If you walk straight down the hillside, just into the tree line, you'll see a green, kind of a T marking on the ground there. That's approximately where the line connects onto what appears to be the main. I always recommend checking city records in these parts of town, though, just to make sure. So that joint right there, if you can see the coloration there, how that staining starts. So right now this is not affecting flow, but that joint there is exposed to the ground. It's allowing dirt and groundwater to seep. And right now we don't have groundwater coming through, but if dirt's able to get through, so can groundwater. Okay, so I've got both this joint here marked. I've marked this with a green X. This is just as the tree line begins. We're kind of situated under this little bush tree type thing. It's not one of the big, huge monster trees yet at this point, but anyway, you'll see an X marking there. It's a steep hillside. My particular locator has a little bit of a harder time on these steep slopes. I'm getting around 6.5 feet deep there. But sometimes the slope of the hill can throw that locate off, the depth off anyway. So you'll see a green X marking, and then if you go just a little bit further than that, you'll see a green T. So anyway, I am recommending a repair on that joint there. Again, as it sits right now, not something that's affecting flow, but over time, it can lead to hydro erosion, cause support to erode out from underneath the pipe, as well as overtop the sewer line. It also makes that joint much more exposed to roots. My other concern here, when you get a line this spiffy clean, was the line just cleaned out before the sale to cut roots out of the line? Because this is right where the trees and everything start. I'm not saying there was a root here, but after 15 years and almost 25,000 sewer scopes now, it wouldn't be the first time I've seen that. But either way, roots or not, you've got a joint there that's open to the ground that's sucking dirt through it. It's very clear and obvious that's what's going on there, where it's getting through. And during the rainy season, you'll most likely see groundwater penetrating through that joint there. If dirt can get in, water certainly can. So Anyway, what I'm going to recommend here is an update to the concrete pipe in general. You can spot repair it if you want to, but when it comes to a line this age, you know, being that it's an older concrete pipe, the last thing I want to see someone is spot repair it, where you get a, right in the middle of concrete pipe, plastic to concrete transition, especially in and around big trees. Those joints are by far the weakest joints in your line to root intrusions, and it's not uncommon to see that when someone spot repairs into concrete and then a couple years later you get a root through the joint. So rather than do it that way, I'd rather see a full update done to the concrete. And what I would recommend looking into here, unless it's cheaper to dig for some reason, would be to look into an epoxy liner, because the concrete pipe has great slope and grade still. The liner can be done trenchlessly in most cases without any digging. Some do require some level of digging for a different access point, but the plus side there is you get a continuous piece of pipe. You don't have as many weak points for roots to penetrate through. You know, it's a nice thing all the way around. But either way, I'd recommend at minimum a spot repair at 42 feet. But I would rather see an update done from 39 to 46 feet. It just makes sense to do it at this juncture in time, rather than piece